This is a view inside the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, which is near the Johnson Space Center here in Houston, where the astronauts practice their spacewalking techniques and tasks. The crew practicing spacewalks today is the STS-133 crew, which is targeted to fly to the station in November. The crew members include Tim Copra and Al Drew. They're practicing one of the two spacewalks planned for that mission, which includes a suite of tasks on the outside of the station to maintain the complex, just items that have accumulated over time that need to be completed by a spacewalking team. In the Neutral Buoyancy Lab, the spacewalkers are joined by divers. The divers support the safety of the crew and also document the activities. Essentially, for every hour that an astronaut spends spacewalking in space, they spend 7 hours in this pool practicing that task. The astronauts wear mock-up spacesuits that are designed to work in the water, and once they're lowered into the water on a stand, their spacesuits are weighted out so that they are neutrally buoyant. They don't float up to the surface or fall down to the bottom of the pool, so it simulates the weightlessness the best that can be here on Earth, aside from parabolic flights on aircraft. You can see in this view of the spacewalk training, an astronaut is working on the truss segment of the station. There's the backbone of the station that extends above the pressurized modules that supports the huge solar array wings that gather the sunlight for power generation on the station. Also support many components of the avionics system and thermal control system. And a platform there on the railway of the truss is a crew equipment and translation aid cart, which houses some of the spacewalking tools that are left for use by future spacewalkers. This is Mission Control Houston, again continuing to watch a view inside the neutral buoyancy laboratory where astronauts Al Drew and Tim Copra are practicing one of the spacewalks that they will be conducting at the International Space Station on the STS-133 mission that is targeted for November. The main objective of that mission is to install the permanent multi-purpose module on the station's Unity node, and the spacewalkers will also be helping with some maintenance tasks on the outside of the station. This is a training simulation for the astronauts for the mission aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery to the International Space Station later this year. During these training sessions, the spacewalking crew members are in the neutral buoyancy laboratory's pool, and their support team is topside in a control room. Similar to how during the actual spacewalk the team will be here in Mission Control, walking through the spacewalk activities with the astronauts. The lead EVA officer or spacewalking team would be in the control center, as well as a trainer. And an astronaut stays inside the station to choreograph the tasks, serving as the intra-vehicular activity officer. And usually is the primary person that is communicating with the spacewalking astronauts during the event. And that person inside the complex works with Mission Control to keep updated on the timeline of events and help work any issues that the spacewalkers may encounter during the tasks. The pool at the Neutral Buoyancy Lab measures 202 feet long by 102 feet wide and 40 feet deep. It contains 6.2 million gallons of water, enough room to support full-size mock-ups of the International Space Station components, although not assembled exactly as they are in space. They do fit in the pool in a different configuration to allow the spacewalkers to practice their tasks at their work sites that they'll be working at in space. This is Mission Control Houston continuing to watch this view inside the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, where astronauts are training for the next space shuttle mission to the International Space Station. Spacewalkers Al Drew and Tim Coper are practicing the tasks they'll be conducting at the station. Current station residents Doug Wheelock and Tracy Caldwell-Dyson will be conducting a spacewalk at the complex next week. They will have practiced in this same pool those tasks, or in general what tasks they would be working on the outside of the space station. Now those spacewalking crew members are reviewing the tasks again to refresh their memory and have the timeline committed to memory while they go through the tasks on the outside of the station. NASA astronaut Shannon Walker will be going through the choreography of the tasks from inside the station with Wheelock and Dyson.